Good evening. Yesterday, I made a post about my mother being in the hospital. She had I don't know what that thing called, a ulcer, and the ulcer had erupted. It caused internal bleeding. She lost a lot of blood, and but on the post, I made a comment. I said that there's no need for prayer warriors because that's a myth. What God wills is what will happen. Well, I want to elaborate on that real quick. Let's say you have a servant and you have a master. Can the servant tell the master what he go do? Or does the master tell the servant what they go do? It's a common sense question. Follow me. People like to use the verse, oh, ask and it shall be given. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. Seek and you shall find. Well, what you have to realize is that, first of all, when Jesus said that, he wasn't speaking to the world. He was only speaking to his 12. He was telling his 12, if you read the full thing, he was telling his 12, okay, I'm finna die. I'm finna raise up in 3 days. I'm finna ascend back to heaven, but y'all can't go with me right now. Y'all gonna have to stay and continue my apostolic ministry. So whatever y'all need, ask me. Y'all seek me, I'm there. I got y'all back because y'all have to stay here and do what I have ordained y'all to do. So I got your back. Don't worry about that. In the same chapter, this ain't a different book or nothing. In the same chapter, Jesus said what he had to say to the world. He said, ask not my Father in heaven, for he knows what you are in need of before you even ask. Totally opposite of what he told his apostles. He said, but seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and then all things will be added unto you. So basically, Jesus was saying, why am I going to do something for you and you ain't doing nothing for me? Only thing God requires is that you do his will. If you do his will and you seek in the kingdom of heaven, you don't have to ask him for nothing. He go ahead on and provide whatever it is that you need, not what you want, but he's going to go ahead on and give you what you need. But you have to seek the kingdom of heaven first. So stop putting that act, seek, and knock to where it doesn't apply, because it was plain simple English in the same exact chapter when he told his 12 to act, seek, and knock, and he told the world to seek the kingdom of heaven. Two totally different things. Now, the second thing is this. He said, it's a such thing as a selfish prayer. Now, a selfish prayer is this. My mom is in the hospital. Get her well and send her home. Amen. That's a selfish prayer. What if it's God's will that your mama was put in the hospital? What if it's God's will that she passed, that she die? What if it was God's will that happened? Let me give you an example of what I'm saying real quick. God told Abraham, I want you to get your son, take him off, and kill him. Abraham didn't say, but Lord, let my son live. He didn't say that. He grabbed his son and he took him. And he tied him down on the sticks, raised up the knife, and before he came down on him to stab him, God said, stop. I was just making sure that I was first. I was making sure that you wasn't going to be basically selfish and do what you want or want what you want over what I want. Yeah. Oh, it's making sense now. Right. God wanted to make sure that what he wanted came first, not what Abraham wanted. Of course, Abraham wanted his child to live. Let me give you one more example. Jesus himself, God's son, fell in prostrate position on the ground. He prayed and he cried out so hard that the sweat fell from his forehead onto the ground. And he was like, Daddy, man, check this out, man. These people finna stab me, beat me, persecute me, spit on me, nails through my hands and my feet to the cross. You finna make me surrender to the entity of death. And I'm more powerful than the entity of death. But you finna make me do all this, man. I don't want to die like that. He say, take this cup from me. Take it from me. I don't even want to die. I don't want to go out like that. That's what Jesus said now. But when Jesus ended what he was saying, he said this, but if it is your will, then let it be done. Now, let me show you about that prayer changes thing. Let me throw that out the window for you real quick. This is Jesus himself. This is God's only begotten son. Jesus prayed. He prayed not to die. But he said, if it's your will, then let it be done. Well, even though Jesus prayed to God not to die the way that he did, he still died. He died. He rose on 3 days. He did exactly what God willed to happen. God said, this is what I want. This is what's going to happen. I understand what you want. I understand you don't want to do this. I understand you don't want to go through this here. I understand you don't want to be nailed. I understand you don't want to be persecuted. I understand you don't want to be troubled. And I'm speaking this in a indirect term. I understand you don't want to go through the situations that you're going through. I understand that you want family members to get better. I understand that you want everything to be perfect and right in your future and in your life. But if that ain't what God will, then that ain't what's going to happen. You can pray till your lips fall off your face. You can summon all the people at the church that you say is whatever, but you can summon all the people that you want to summon, and they can all get in a big old group. And here go another misconception of a Bible verse that people use to their advantage. That's not really advantage if you understand what I'm about to say. When two or more gather in my name, then I am in the midst. I'm going to say it again. When two or more gather in my name, I am in the midst. I'm going to say it one more time. When two or more gather in my name, then I am in the midst. Did it say, when two or more gather in my name, I will grant your request? I'll wait. He just said he hear you. He there. He in the midst. He hear what you saying, but he did not say, when two or more gather in my name, I'm going to do what you ask me. That's not what it said. So stop misconstruing verses to say what they go say or whatever the case may be. Now, my homeboy, I love you to death. I love you to death, Mike. You were like, okay, prayer does change things. Silly man. You know, you're my dog. You know, we here for real, for life. But that's just not true, bro. It's not true. I mean, what God wills. Now, if your prayer coincides with what God wants, then it's going to happen. Now, you can say it's because of you prayed, but that was already God's will. You can say what you want to say, but if it's not in God's will, it's not going to happen. Point blank, period. Abraham ain't want his son to die. God said, kill him. He was about to kill him. God stopped him before he killed him. And he said, okay, I just wanted to make sure that my will came before your will. Jesus cried out. He prayed. He prayed till the sweat hit the ground, but he still died. Because God's will overrode Jesus's will, his only begotten son. So I said, basically, you know, my mom went in with a real serious problem. She was bleeding internally and the blood was coming out externally. They had to do the blood transfusions, all that stuff. And something like that is really a life-threatening situation. It is. But I didn't say, well, God, heal my mama and bring her home. That's not what I said to God. I said, let your will be done. If it's meant for her to die, she go die. It ain't nothing I can do about that. It ain't nothing I can say, but it wasn't nothing Jesus can say about it. It wasn't nothing Jesus cried, prayed twice, hard. Oh, God, please. And he still died. So whatever God wills, that's what it's going to be. So, this is the second time it happened. One time my mom went to the hospital by ambulance and she had a real serious problem and the people really thought she would go die and everything. And I came in there and people was wondering why I wasn't. The nurse was like, do you have emotions? And I'm like, yeah, I do have emotions. I don't want nothing to happen to my mama. That's my mama. What you mean? I just know that it's nothing I can do. And I really understand that it's nothing that y'all can do either. Because if God wanted to go, she go. If God wanted to stay, she go stay. When God say it's time, it is nothing no man, no pastor, no prayer warriors, no nothing can do to override what he say go do. So if it's meant for her to go, she's going to go. I miss her. I love her. But if that's his will, then that's his will. If it's her will for her to come home, then that's what it's going to be. And see, God saw that. And the next morning when the doctors came in, they were like, damn, everything that was wrong with you is nothing wrong with you. It's your vitals and everything is absolutely perfect. Came on home. Yeah. Now, the point of this is that last night I made that post. It got over 60 likes, and I appreciate everybody who liked that post. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Major love to all of y'all. But on my end, I let it go. God, have your way. Do what you do. Well, the doctors came in this morning, and they say, well, God, it ain't no bleeding. It ain't no nothing. Oh, my, what? So I just left the hospital picking my mom up. I just took her to pay her bills and everything. I just dropped off in the house. She in the house chilling, watching TV. Ain't nothing, because I understood that my prayer was not a selfish prayer. If you wanted to go, take her. If you wanted to stay, let her stay. But it's whatever you want. I could say what I want to say. Jesus could say what he wanted to say. Abraham could say what he wanted to say. But in the end, God's will overrides everything. You've seen people get in head-on collisions. The car totally smashed, and people like, how did this person live? It's because God ain't want them to go. But then you see somebody in there getting a minor car or normal, regular little minor car wreck and die. It was time for them to go. So when that number is called, it is what it is. It's nothing that we could do about it. It's not that I didn't have emotion. I love my mama to death. I promise you, I love my mama. I really do. I love God. I love Jesus. I love all this. But I know his will is his will. So that's what I meant by my post. Every time that I let go, see, that's really called let go and let God. He go have his way regardless. It's nothing I can say about that. It's nothing I can pray about that. Everybody can get together on Facebook and FaceTime and, oh, Lord, please, oh, Lord, help us, Lord. Ha. That ain't finna do nothing, man. It ain't finna do nothing. You can scream, holler, yell all you want to. If God want them to go, they go. If God want them to stay, they go stay. By me not being selfish and falling back and letting God do what he do, she back in the house right now, watching TV. Probably finna come back out the door and ask me for a black. But I appreciate everybody who stood by. I hope y'all took the time to read, listen, and watch this video, and hopefully it'll open y'all eyes to understand that one thing. Prayer warriors, to y'all, I don't even know why y'all call prayer warriors, because there's no such thing as y'all. God is in the midst, but that don't mean you get your way. God gets his way. The creator cannot be told what to do by the created. He gonna have his way. Point blank period. Love you all. Thank you.